Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode. So, guys, there was a statement made at the post-race conference by Botswania's Tebogo about Noah Lyles. And I want you to hear this statement and tell me what you think he meant by this statement. And did he say so intentionally? As everyone expected Noah to take the double, the 100 and the 200 meters. Noah came in third and was carted off in a wheelchair because he looked like he was struggling to breathe.
I woke up early, about 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and I just was feeling really horrible. And I knew it was more than just being sore from the 100. Woke up the doctors and we tested, and unfortunately it came up that I was positive for COVID.
People are now questioning whether Noah should have been allowed to compete, but according to the officials, they said that they took the proper precautions, and after a thorough medical evaluation, Noah chose to compete and they respected his decision. I guess it is no longer mandatory to quarantine people when they are tested positive. And so I guess it's a matter of one's conscience. And Noah decided to go out there and put other athletes at risk knowingly. As he said in the interview, he tested on Tuesday, so he knew 2 days ago that he was positive for COVID. I am sure that COVID was spread by Noah to other athletes or others he encountered. But he did not show up, of course, at the post-race conference. And I want you to hear what the winner had to say about Noah when asked this question.
Two questions for Letsili. One, you talked about your coach in the mix zone. Can you just tell us his name? And then two, Usain Bolt was the face of track and field for so long, and I think won the 6 gold medals. Is that something you aspire to, world records and being the face of track and field in the future?
His name is Kebonyi Mudisados Musimanyane, and I think for me, I can't be the face of athletics because I'm not an arrogant or a loud person like Noah. So I believe Noah is the face of athletics.
This guy sounds like a fairly intelligent guy. He speaks English very well. So I don't know if he really meant that or if he was having trouble with the language barrier. I don't know what to think, guys. Tell me in the comments if you think, he said what he meant and meant what he said. Arrogant and loud. I mean, you guys know my feeling on this athlete, Noah Lyles. We spoke about it night after night over the past few days about, the lack of professionalism that I see from Noah and a couple of other U.S. athletes. I am big on that, and I love the sport. And I think all athletes, no matter where they're from, whether they're from U.S., Jamaica, wherever, they're supposed to bring the professionalism. This was Noah before the race. I don't find that to be professional, or it doesn't look good. You can't be running in front of the athletes and doing that kind of thing. Very disruptive just before a race. When these athletes line up in the blocks, them nerves are kill them. So for Noah to be running out across the track like that, this is crazy, So I think the guy is right. I'm sorry to say it, but you have to call a spade a spade. The athletes have a responsibility. Many children are aspiring and looking on at track and field, and they must set an example of what a professional athlete should be and respect for your opponents. No one needs to lose the arrogance, lose being loud, and behave like Alisa Felix and all those athletes of the past who can still come out and have a good time. But when they come out and do so, They are working. They're working, you know. Professional athletes work. And in any work, you're supposed to be professional.
My job is to make sure that I'll just leave it there. I'll be winning.
Talk your man.
That man ain't winning. None of them is winning. When I come off the turn, they will be depressed.
There's him coming off the curve. And you know what? Somebody needs to take this guy, sit him down and talk to him. I think his mom was also an athlete. He needs to humble himself. That way, you know, when he doesn't have a good race, he can still hold his head high.
I'm Brian Mann with National Public Radio, and this question is for both of you. We now know it's confirmed that Noah Lyles ran after he'd been diagnosed with COVID. Can you say what you think about how that shaped this race, and also whether you feel like you were put at any risk by his participation, health-wise?
Personally, I wouldn't say we were at risk because it's not a contact sport. So even during the warm-ups in the cold room, he was just there by himself. So personally, I wondered why. I didn't want to make assumptions of what he could be going through, but after all he said after the 100-meter final, I thought maybe it's just one of those days when he's not having a great day. So I didn't think of COVID or anything else.
I mean, I don't think I was put at risk at all. I mean, I take care of my body. So when it comes to getting sick, that's rare for me. So, I mean, when I found out, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, he went out there, did his best while being sick. And, I mean, you know, I hope he gets better. That's all I can really say.
When the Botswana athlete was asked about Noah, oh my gosh, you know, I think that was pure sarcasm. But his teammates, he looked very embarrassed and just uncomfortable. But also that African athlete, he has to understand that there's nothing wrong with being the face of track and field. You know, people get to know you. These big companies, they want to work with you. You know, they want to market you. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think he's aware of that because he sounds intelligent enough where he would. So that's why I think what he said about Noah was just sarcasm, but he meant it. I am not loud and arrogant like Noah. I wonder if he would have said that if Noah was in the room with him when he was asked. I know many people want to say it, you know, but they're not going to say it. People like me will say it, and clearly he just said it in a room filled with sports journalists, you know, with cameras. So Noah just needs to be humble. I hope that this humbles him. And I hope that he gives himself a chance to grow, because arrogance doesn't get you anywhere. It only gets people to dislike you. You know what I mean? No matter how great you are, people don't like people who are arrogant and loud. This type of behavior is not the culture of track and field. It should not be accepted. And we need to have a better standard and set the bar high for professional sports and professionalism. I am glad that somebody called out Noah. Honest to God, it was a brutal job to take at Noah. But sometimes we need that. I will see what he says in response, because I'm sure that by now he heard it. Anyway, guys, keep it locked here. I'll catch you in the next video. Please subscribe.